Now, I invite questions and stories from people who visit my site, and somebody got in touch. We'll call him Mark, and he wrote to me and said this: what would your advice be for a guy with a deadline? What I mean is this: I've always had premature ejaculation. I split with my girlfriend a year ago after being together for 5 years. The PE wasn't the main problem with us, but it was always difficult between us and the sex just dried up. I've been seeing someone new and it's going great. She's hot and funny, seems really into me. I'm seeing her again this weekend. It's Thursday now, and she's made it pretty clear that she plans to stay over. We haven't had sex, but she's giving all the signals. I want this and I will do it, and I'm getting increasingly nervous. I keep getting thoughts about all the times before when I came too fast. I'm telling myself I'm a grown man, I can slow down, but it's giving me anxiety. What is possible in the time constraints that I have? So let's see, it's Thursday now and this date is at the weekend. Now, I responded to Mark directly, but here's a fuller version of what I said. So first of all, thank you to Mark. This is a really great question, and I totally get it. This date is coming up, it's a new partner, and both you and her are figuring out how compatible you're going to be sexually, what you're going to do, what will be fun. She's into you, you're clearly into her, so both of you just want the very best from this early experience in what could be a great relationship. Now, with a new partner, of course, we all feel some anticipation and nerves. Guys put themselves under immense pressure around performance and lasting, and they fixate on not coming too soon, or fear of being judged or rejected, particularly with a new partner. Now, I would say at this point, just be mindful of this. It's the universal experience of men. And also remember that on the list of women's priorities when it comes to sex, duration, lasting, isn't normally in the top 5. And of course, what is coming too soon as well? It's a very subjective thing. So practically speaking, what can you do right now with a couple of days to go? Well, some of this depends on what you might have tried before. We don't know what you've tried, what worked and what didn't work. Now, I work with quite a lot of guys with premature ejaculation, and we have a method in place to learn relaxation and body awareness and focus and optimal ways to move. But I appreciate this is the most effective way of overcoming premature ejaculation, but it also takes a bit of time and perseverance and a bit of self-insight. So what could you do right now in the time that you have? Well, here are a few suggestions. Well, the first thing that I would recommend is a really quick and simple breathing relaxation technique. And we teach something called 7-11 breathing. So the key here is relaxed, slower, deeper breaths, but making the out breath slightly longer than the in breath. So you would breathe in for a gentle count of 7 and breathe out for a count of 11. Now, if you do this, maybe even for a couple of minutes, this is proven to engage our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our relax and digest state. It dials down anxiety and makes us more calm. Now, you could do some 7-11 breathing in for a count of 7, out for 11, at any time. You could try it right now. You can do it when you find yourself getting anxious or thinking about the weekend. At any time, just before meeting her, while you're with her, during sex, because who couldn't benefit from a bit of relaxation and slowing down during sex anyway? I would suggest you try this right now. Breathe deeply, abdominally, breathe in for 7, out for 11. And just like anything, the more you do it, the more natural and instinctive this breathing technique becomes. And secondly, why not use a numbing delay product like a spray or a condom? Because you're going to use a condom, right? Now, I don't recommend any particular brand or product, but do a bit of research first. Get something that's reputable. In the UK, there's a spray called Stud 100 that's been around a long time. There's another delay spray called Promescent. I think it's a little bit more expensive. Or there's good old Durex Mutual Climax condoms. Now, a delay product can boost confidence. We feel like we're actively doing something. and it can reduce our sensitivity and help slow things down a bit. Remember to wash off any excess cream or spray, because otherwise she'll get numbed as well. And I always make the point that these kind of products, they have their place. They are a crutch rather than any kind of fix. But in this situation, they could be really helpful. The next thing I'd mention is foreplay. Foreplay is your friend here. Do all the things. Foreplay will give you an opportunity to have fun and to acclimatise, to ease into sex and get used to that sort of initial overload of sexual stimulus, which we feel when we're a bit jumpy. A lot of guys don't realise this. When they're worried about lasting longer, they tend to rush straight to intercourse because they want to get there either before they lose their erection and go soft or before they get overstimulated. But that rush actually has the opposite effect, and they'll come really quickly. So communicate, be playful, have fun, and realise that during foreplay, you will go hard, you'll get softer, hard again. All of that is completely fine and normal. Now, in terms of communication, be honest with her and let her know that you're feeling a bit jumpy about this, you want to relax, you want to ease into it, you don't want to rush too soon. Now, she'll have some apprehension too, so if you open this up and you're just honest, she'll appreciate it and she'll take it as a compliment too. Now, some guys, when they're feeling nervous with a new partner, they'll take this a little bit too far. They might talk about their previous sexual history and all the frustrations they've had. They might seek reassurance. Some guys apologise even before or after the event and try to give promises that they'll get better or it'll be okay next time. So watch out for this. Try to avoid over-egging this. That's falling into the trap of performance mode, where all the expectation and responsibility for a good sexual experience rests on you, which is completely not the case. So talk, but don't overload, don't go on about it. Focus on fun and openness and sharing and having a good time. And what if you do come quickly? What if the first time you have sex there's a little bit of awkwardness around that? Well, you've got so many options. You can continue playing, there's foreplay, carry on touching, take a break, go for round two. The main thing is to maintain your sense of humour and let your personality roll with it. And again, she'll really appreciate this. So really, Mark, we're talking here about making a shift from performance mode, which is stressful, to a more realistic outlook and approach towards sex. So you're going to do some breathing, you're going to maybe use a numbing product, you're going to be open and communicate with her to help take the pressure off you a little bit. But don't think this is some great strategy that you need to have because you're living up to some great test of your masculinity, or this is a one-shot opportunity to impress her. This is not a test in any way. This is not all about lasting longer in bed. Now, to help turn down any thoughts or worries about past performance, frustrations and failures, which you will feel inevitably, remind yourself that you're always growing. As you move through life, you're always learning and gaining self-insight. Now, this weekend, it's a new partner, a new experience, an opportunity to have some fun. And you've also got a longer term strategy, knowing that there's a lot more that you can do to build up your confidence and have a really good sexual future. Now, Mark, I wish you a great time together, and remember to breathe, okay?